crowded first corner.
That is.
And ABC will now have... Oh, that's a spin.
Pulls out of the slipstream of the William in front. This is the new driver. He's overtaking Enigma. Caught in the first corner incident as we see. Oh, a spin
That looks like
here.
Shattered. Now this will be a race to forget, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well... Hello and welcome to Mutiny Motorsport Season 13, Round 1. Suzuka, we are so happy to have you here. We've got brand new tracks, brand new cars, even a brand new driver and a new championship to win. So let's see how the first qualifying went.
Results there, Kumsum on pole by a big margin, then TTR, Nate Delta, Brocken in fourth, and NDF is your top five. We're lined up and ready to go, and they're away.
And they are indeed away, and you can see Kumsum is straight on it. TTR right beside him, and they're about 3 wide in the back as we go down to the first corner, but the first two have automatically got a bit of a lead, and a bit of a squeeze there from a Ferrari.
Yeah, that looks like Debug fell back a little bit, and it's a crowded first corner.
That is indeed.
Wide, and there's contact. That was Williams back there.
Yeah.
And a Haas off to the side. Whoa.
And some people going through the gravel, and there's already stewards investigation. As you noticed, we have a new governing body, the Brig. If you're bad, you will be sent to it. And they are already investigating as we see the drivers coming, still trying to find their way through the pack here. And is that Brochen up into second? I believe it is, in that fancy yellow liveried F1 car we got here.
Yeah, driving the Renault up into second. Looked like the big winners there were, Kumsum got away clean and left all the mess behind him. That looked like Brocken in second, and the TTR, yes it is, in third.
I think I just saw a puff of gravel there, and then I think there's someone off in the background. It looked like a Mercedes to me. Oh no, and is that a second Mercedes round as well at the Degners? Oh no. Those are the AVM boys in the Mercedes livery this year, and coming up to the hairpin. Oh no!
Top 30 tops.
Yeah, spin at the hairpin there for TTAR, and that has dropped him way down to 11th position. And now Kumsum has just Brochen to worry about really, and his teammate just behind that. So that'll be looking pretty comfortable for Kumsum straight off the bat on lap 1.
Yeah, and a classic debug quip to go with that. Just making sure TTR knows he's rubbing the salt in the wound.
Yeah. It's painful enough spinning.
Yeah.
It's more painful getting the quip, you're right, from a fellow driver as he's back on track now. We're seeing him come down the start, finish straight in 11th position. Pulls out of the slipstream of the William in front. This is the new driver. He's overtaking Enigma. Doesn't quite make the double overtake for cloning in front of him. Oh, and there he goes. So he's up into 10th. And then 9th.
We have our first pit stop. It's Ardewick coming in. I think that looks like a very long stop. 13 seconds and counting.
Yeah, it looks so. We believe he was the driver caught in the first corner incident as we see. Oh, a spin
that looks like
here.
Shattered.
Oh, and that was I think that was a Sauber. I think that was TTR and Orange as well going through, and that looks like they're dropping down as well. Shattered Compass for sure down into 12th now as we're on board with Garrett O'Brien.
Yeah, lucky not to collect anyone as we saw a few cars filter through afterwards.
Absolutely, and there he is on his way. Had a similar experience to TTAR here, so what can they both do as they're climbing through the field and up through the inside already? Shattered Compass
not
turns around to the outside. Yeah, at all.
We have our first retirement of the race. It looked like Bumblebee parked it up in the pits on the jack stand, perhaps.
Yeah, it is indeed. I think he was caught in that first corner collision. We're just going to go to that right now. The stewards are saying, actually, let's go back because it's Enigma right now holding off Shattered Compass, and he's got, he has Orange in front of him, and he has just collected him. as they go into the final chicane.
Like he lost his braking marker. Maybe had some unexpected speed going into that corner.
Oh boy, I'm so sorry, Orange.
Yeah, that's got to be painful. Orange looking to collect some points in the early race, and that might be a little less likely now if he's got some rear damage. But mistakes do happen in the mutiny. So let's go back. Wow, it is lap 3. And if you haven't seen already, we have a fancy new interface. You have to give it up to all the guys. The guy who made this Rangy Rover, it is looking incredible as we finally get to catch our breath here. And it has Kumsum ahead of Bortron, only 1.3 seconds there. Nate Delta, Kumsum's teammate. Then it's the two Ferraris, 4th and 5th. ABC in 6th place there. TTR up into 7th, sorry. NDF cloning, and then Shattered Compass, cloning's teammate, trying to get through there. And around the outside, up into Spoon Corner. Looks like he might get it done. Where does his teammate go? Oh, they're both off track.
Yeah, it was not very well coordinated.
That was not well coordinated. Ron Dennis might be thinking to himself what he needs to do to get that changed. And there we go. Look at that. Kumsum, fastest lap of the race so far, 1:35. That is pretty swift.
Yeah, it is very swift. Brocken doing a good job of kind of keeping him within eyesight, though. Keeping him honest for now. We'll see. It's only lap 4.
So we do have some stewards' notices while the race just quietens down for a sec. So it was, first of all, causing a collision. Yeah. Well. Oh, as Nate goes off. What happens from there?
There was a half spin going into the S's, or middle of the S's, going into Dunlop.
Brutal. From 3rd place there down into 4th. Only lost 1 position. It seems like the Ferraris are spread out quite far, though. There was a gap that he could filter into.
Got Debug hunting him down now.
He does indeed. And so, yeah, there was a maneuver on lap 1 that was, unfortunate for Ricardo and Bumblebee, as noted as a racing incident, unfortunately. It's just Ricardo had a snap of oversteer, and so it's just really unfortunate. And that's what caused the chaos in the back. But we do have a penalty for Ricardo there. As he rejoined the track, it was very unsafe, and he actually caught out Leclerc and made contact with Leclerc. So 5-second penalty there for Ricardo, and points on his license. As we're seeing the top 5, really, 4th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all fighting for position, and just behind them is Old Boy and TTAR. So, and down the start-finish straight, that is Nate Delta, DRS
Sending
open.
Up the inside.
Yeah, he has sent it, and he's reclaimed his 3rd position. What a drive Nate is having. He really wasn't here last season, so if you watch last season and you started there and you're wondering who the hell Nate is, well, go back, watch season 11, and you'll see some of the might of Nate there. He's come back with a vengeance this season, hasn't he? He's starting off strong.
Very strong. And there was a very tidy pass with DRS. I think some of the competitors were not ready for the power of DRS and just how big of a difference it makes.
Exactly. They have not had DRS for a couple of seasons. Last season was Formula Inters, very low-powered car. Season before that was early, the 2000 kart series, IndyCar. And so no DRS there either. But now, back in F1 machinery, we've got these beautiful liveries showing you what teams they're driving for. And Garrett O'Brien there in the Ferrari, looking at Nate Delta in front of him, thinking, that is where I just was. Why am I not there anymore? Oh, and that looks like cloning might be off in the gravel.
Yeah, that looked like maybe stuffing a nose into a barrier somewhere. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell if he got it stopped in time or if it was the barrier that stopped him.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Unfortunate stuff there. And we're watching Borchardt against Kumsum. He's now 3.5 seconds off, 5 laps in. So there is a pace difference there that he probably wasn't expecting. I don't think he's really raced against Kumsum too much in the past. Brochman's taken a few seasons off, really being a reserve driver, but now back in a full-time seat with Renault, and looking to really get his second championship. It's been a while since he's won his first. I believe it was season 5.
Yeah, that's right. And cars not too different from these. Some very fast Formula One cars. A lot of downforce and DRS to boot.
There is indeed a lot of downforce. But you can see the skinny rear wings. It's not complete and absolute. Always NDF runs right onto the gravel there. That is about as wide as you want to take it through there.
Yeah, showing up the limit of grip just as we're talking it up.
He is indeed. It's a good recovery drive. We saw him spin earlier on. He's up into 9th place ahead of his teammate. As we're now on board with TTR coming through Spoon Curve. He's got Old Boy in front of him. Quite away. What is that? Just over a second. So he's got someone in his sights. It's been a good recovery drive from 11th so far. But that was 4, 5, 6 laps ago now. Wow. He spun on lap 1.
Yeah, race is starting to settle down a little bit. We've got maybe a second or a second and a half between most of these drivers from 3rd down to about 7th. All of them, none of them too far away from each other. Just one mistake away from opening the door. But Garrett looking closest at the moment.
He is. I think this is one of the most interesting moves in the team standings. Really, is that Viltec not here this season. If you're used to hearing the Viltec's name, he is reserve driver for this season, not full time. And so Garrett O'Brien has chosen one of his other competitors from his title championship last season, which was Debug, and asked him into the Ferrari stable with him. That's a pretty powerful combo, you got to say. They were 1st and 3rd, I believe, last season. So
yeah, very strong signing from Ferrari. Kind of a shock to bring these two fierce competitors into the same stable.
And that is TTR and Old Boy side by side. TTR has made the move. He's forcing Old Boy out, ABC out 1, 2, 3 out wide.
Not giving up.
And Old Boy, as we know, does not give up. He doesn't care who it is. He's going to race them all the same. Drives heavy, and you can see the throttle trace there on the lower part of your screen, just in front of his steering wheel, TTR steering wheel. Full throttle, probably using a bit of extra battery as well. And he gets through around 130R on ABC there. That was a great pass, and up into 6th.
It is, and ABC will now have... Oh, that's a spin. That's Garrett.
That's Garrett falling down the order. Yeah,
it is.
And I think that's ABC in the pits. Quite early on there. What is this, lap 7, lap 8? Yeah. So ABC in the pits, thinking those tyres, if TTR can get past me, something must be wrong with my tyres there. So that was the other news as well. ABC and Shattered Compass not teammates this year. This season, they have
ABC
swapped.
deciding to split, find his own way. If he's not going to be the #1 driver in McLaren, he needs to find another team where he is.
Yeah, so. And that is where he's found himself in Toro Rosso, the junior Red Bull team. Looking to get Nate's seat, really, if he can prove himself. And here we go, on board with Orange, 12th position, recovering after a collision quite early on with Enigma, who has since retired. So we can look, Enigma and Bumblebee have retired. Oh, and Orange with some, is that rear locking or front right locking?
I think that was front right. But either way, sending him deep into the final chicane.
Yeah, not the place where you want to be if you're trying to do a recovery drive. And Cloning's, well, about 19 seconds ahead. So he's got some work to do here to get back into the points. Top 10 get points. So Kamsam leading. This is lap 9. And this is, if you're used to seeing the Mutiny, you're used to seeing Kamsam's name somewhere near the top. Guy with an unmatched set of speeds. Where he finds it, no one knows.
Slowly walking away from Brocken, just 10th by 10th, lap by lap.
Yeah, and that is... Roger's no slouch. Absolutely no slouch at all.
comes around to lap Orange Boy, I believe.
Yeah, that looks like it indeed. And you could just see the yellow Renault in the background there. As then we go back on board with cloning as he goes off track. And that looks like round spoon curve down the back straight.
Yeah, no one around him. I thought that maybe Kumsum had caught up to him very quickly, but no, that was not a wave by from cloning.
Yeah, and there we go. Brochin going through Spoon Corner. Good second place for him right now. This is a great comeback. Last time we saw him on the field, I believe he won an IndyCar race in season 11.
Season 11, yeah. That was another season where he was not able to make a time commitment, but still made it count when he showed up.
Yeah.
He's a guy to watch out for.
Yeah, if you can just turn up, do a race, and then beat everyone who's been in the cars, you can see the thoroughbredness there. Baked within Brochin himself. And here we go. Kumsum still leading. Gap stabilizing just around 4 seconds right now. This is good news for Brochin right now. If he can hold him at just about here, he might be able to do something in the pit stops. See him feathering the throttle just ever so lightly. Even a tap of brake there through the S's. Just trying to get the car rotated. Great visuals we have for you here. Absolutely great. That's another cloning mistake, maybe. It seemed to catch that before it went in the wall, though.
Yeah, quick reaction, spilling it out at Denier like that. A corner where it is pretty high speed in terms of, just dab of the brakes and flick it in. So any well, don't want to speak too soon for cloning here.
This is working into Orange's favor if he can keep it going in a straight line. It's down to 15 seconds now, so the gap is coming down. The experience of Orange will start playing on Cloning's mind as he gets closer. But a lot to learn there. Cloning only done a few races really with the Mutiny, scattered over the last season or so. He's still getting himself up to speed. And just to talk really about the tyres, we have, I know Nate Delta is started on the medium, so he's still on those medium tyres. I don't think that any of the front runners have really pit. Kumsum also started on the mediums. It almost looks like everyone started on the mediums. Brochin as well. So we have a new thing for this season to replicate the unpredictableness of the Pirelli tyres of the era. They are spinning a wheel to say how much tyre degradation they should be getting through the race. So at the start of this race, it was a 2x degradation, so that's about what they're used to racing. So this will be feeling familiar to a lot of the drivers, the way the tyres are just falling off, the degradation that they're getting, the heat that's going in, how much that's ruining the tyres. As we see one of the Ferraris coming to the pit, I think that's Garrett.
That is Garrett. Yeah, and as you were saying, the drivers do have some experience with knowing about what 2x tire wear is going to feel like in this game, but for these cars in particular, some drivers have maybe only done 1 or 2 race sims, have not been able to practice quite as much this time around, so there is some discovery here in terms of how long the tires will last, how are they going to feel towards the end of the life, some unknowns for drivers being discovered here.
Absolutely, and to make the seat, whoa, as that is Arduit going absolutely sideways, must have made a mistake through the Degners there. What was also more important this season was this wasn't a car that was designed for this. This wasn't the car that was actually chosen by the group. So just 1 week before the season started, the car was changed from the 2020 F1 car to the 2016 car that you're looking at right now due to, how should we say this nicely? Well, Rise's car just having a ton of lag in it, and it was jittering all over the place in a preseason test. And so a last-minute decision was made to change out the cars as we see Nate dive into the pits for the cars that you're watching right now. And so every driver had to learn, no matter if they had a bunch of setups saved, if they'd done 1,000 race sims, it was brand new from 1 week to go. So a huge undertaking for these guys.
Yeah, I wonder if Garrett has kind of started the chain reaction of drivers towards the top pitting, because he had fallen back with a mistake and then gone in for a new set of tires recently.
He has, and his second set of tires is a medium, so they still need a compound change. So
he's committing to the two-stop early.
He is committing to the two-stop early, and this is Orange coming in. This is Orange's second stop. Yeah, so he was on hards at the beginning. Let's see what he's going to go on to. I'm hearing reports he's going onto the medium tires, so might have a bit of a pace towards the end. Those medium tires have looked pretty good for everyone up till now. We're on lap 12 as we see Kumsum still in the lead. And because of the pitting behind him, it is Debug right behind him. 17 seconds, and he is going long, along with TTAR as well, and Shattered Compass.
Starting to feel the strain on those tires, though. A tiny bit of lockup and going a tiny bit deep into the final chicane.
Yeah, so lap 12. So he's starting to feel it. Oh boy, as well. ABC 1, 2, 3. You can just see him snatch the brake as that's Kumsum into the pits. So you called it there. Is Debug going to take the lead as he comes round? The quick pit stops. There's no refueling this season. Debug comes through. Into first place. TTR as well. So these guys looking to go long. And TTR is, you're going to say, from 11th position. I know he hasn't pit right now, but up into seconds. It's a bit of a comeback right now.
Yeah, it's been a little bit under the radar from him. I know some ahead of him have pitted, but he's only had to make a couple of passes that I've seen so far.
Yeah, and the same with Shattered Compass as well. Shattered Compass was off early, just like TTR, and going long into the race.
Both of them out of the top 10 at one point.
So good recovery drives from these guys. The experience showing Shattered with over 60 races, TTR with over 50 in the Mutiny. So it shows through just a little bit. But we'll see what happens when all the pit stops shake out. They are out of sync right now. And there we go, Broadchen. Got to make his way through a little bit of traffic. Who's that ahead of him? Looks like a McLaren. Yeah, that's Shattered Compass. Got nice fresh new tyres. What is he on? Broadchen is on the hard tyres. It's going all the way to the end, it looks like, on one stop. I didn't see him get past there. How did he get past?
I think it might have been a mistake somewhere around Spoon Curve. It looked like Shadow just was not able to put up any fight.
Oh, and you can see maybe those tyres, those medium tyres started on. Yeah, diving into the pits, full throttle, just edging on the brake, making sure he stopped right in time. So not get a pit speeding limit penalty. Let's go through right now. We're lap 14. Debug is leading ahead of TTAR, but they have not pitted yet. Kumsum, Broadchen, Nate, Shattered, who's in the pits right now, have pitted. You can see all their tyre graphics there, how old the tyres are. Shadow Compass coming out the pits on new tyres right now. Oh, yeah.
Quick note about the tyre graphics is the age you can see on it is accurately displaying how many laps the tire has on it at the moment. I'm looking at the colors there, and I think that the field is not on soft, so could be experiencing slight technical difficulty with regards to the tire compound. But the age is still very important information. And I am now hearing reports that Shattered Compass fed in the pit lane. That's going to be a slam dunk. Unfortunately for him, the stewards do not take lightly to that. It's a strict penalty.
That is, one of the strictest. And look at this, TTR right behind Debug there, and Kumsum right behind that. So this is going to get interesting. Kumsum on the fresh new tyres, as you can see. Are any of the guys in front of him going to pit, or are they going to keep going? It looks like Debug goes in the pits. TTR moves out the way and then tucks in behind Kumsum.
I thought that Kumsum might have some difficulty with some slow traffic ahead. It looks like not.
No, this is going very smoothly for him right now, and the gap is 4.2 seconds to Broadchen behind. So in the pit stop phase, he's only lost. He's actually gained a third of a second on Broadchen. So that is pretty good going, you've got to say. And there you go. Debug with his stop. What tyres is he coming out on? We're hearing it's reports of hard tyre for Debug, so a split strategy at Ferrari. Maybe a 1-stop for Debug and a 2-stop for Garrett O'Brien. Garrett has definitely forced himself into a 2-stop strategy and down in 10th place, 49 seconds behind after that spin and pit stop combo. Ouch, he was just like 15 seconds behind come some, so it's really cost him.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 13 laps or so to make up some positions. You might have to think at that point, though, fighting for the lead could be out of the question for those drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, is NDF just maybe feeling his 14-lap-old tyres just a little bit round the hairpin?
Keeps it on track, though, just barely.
Just barely. And this is now Debug being hounded by Shattered Compass, both on new tyres. This is race for position. And this is the fight for fifth, sorry. On board, Shattered Compass coming up to 130R. He is tucked right behind. Debug will be feeling the pressure here as they come down to the chicane. Debug takes the inside, brakes hard.
Yep, Shattered just a hair behind going into the braking zone, so he will get the DRS from that detection point. Single detection point, single DRS opening coming up.
And there you go. The rear wing opens. He pulls out to the inside, and like a rocket ship, he is done.
Fucking hell. Rocket ship.
Debug confirms the suspicion of how fast Shattered Compass was. That DRS is pretty powerful around here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a higher downforce circuit with the fast S's and spoon curve, deniers as well, demanding some downforce to go fast in those areas. So when you do open up the rear wing, you're shedding a lot of drag.
And that will help a lot. You just want to get within that 1 second of the car in front to get it, as Shattered Compass did. And look at what it did him. It got him a place up on the field, some extra points in his pockets, as we see TTR falling rapidly. 15 laps old tyres. He was only a lap ago. He was only just behind Kumsum, and now he is in 4th position. So this going long on this set of medium tyres might not be working for him right now.
Yeah, those tires must be screaming at this point, asking for relief, as Shattered has not yet shaken off Debug. Looks like Debug will get a bite at the apple this time around.
Let's see if he does. So TTR in. The only other people on old tyres still are Leclerc and Artie. Now, Artie pitted early on with a bit of damage, caught in some first corner collisions. And here is Debug. Throttle absolutely flat. It does not look like he's got DRS, though. I can't see the wing open. He might have just been behind his seconds.
And the cost of going long for T-Tar has been, I think he was he out in front of, in front of Shattered when Shattered.
Yeah, he was.
And is now behind both him and Debug with a few seconds to catch up. So that is the cost he's paying, and is hoping that it pays off in the end with some faster tires.
That is hopefully it. So the front lot have all done their pit stops. It looks like TTR there is the only one. Oh no, Kumsum as well. Kumsum and TTR on soft tires among the front runners there. Oh, and Nate as well, sorry. So Nate might be going into a 2-stop strategy. 5-lap old, maybe Kumsum as well. Maybe even TTAR. 10 laps on softs might be a lot. We'll have to see.
It's tough to call at the moment because they were not lasting for quali, but now that we have got some rubber in, whether or not they make it to the end is maybe less of a fool's gamble and more of a strategic, more of a shot, I think, is my opinion.
Yeah, maybe worth it. Feeling, if you're feeling how the tire feels and the track feels in those first few laps, maybe take it easy, don't lock up so much. Might be feeling it. The one-stop strategy has definitely worked here before in the Mutiny. As we go on board with TTAR, and looking to hunt back down Debug in front of him, but it's like 8 seconds, the gap. So he's got a lot of work to do in 6th place there. But from, both Shattered and TTR there, great recovery drives. Kumsum is absolutely storming off right now on his soft tyres compared to Broadchen's hards. The gap is now 13 seconds, so Broadchen's lost 10 seconds over the last 6 laps. That has got to be heartbreaking. That Renault strategy not playing out right now.
No, I think the hard tires are not quite working as expected for some of these drivers. I know Brocken has been complaining over his radio, but compared to the mediums, there's nowhere near as much grip.
No, not at all. So here we got Debug. Is he keeping Shadow Compass honest? I believe pretty much. He's within about a second or two. There you go, 1.9 seconds at the bottom of your screen there. The gap in front and the gap behind 6 seconds, 6.7 seconds. So gap is kind of closing on either side here. It's looking like they might all come together towards the end of this race, if things keep going the way that they're going. And you can see now in the top right hand side of your screen, it's beautiful sunshine. Track is cold, 3 degrees Celsius. There's not much wind, so these guys, other than fighting with each other, are also fighting against a really cold track. I think the last time we saw a track this cold was, I gotta say, it was last season somewhere. Maybe Hockenheim.
I think you're right. So these guys are definitely not worried about overheating their tires at the moment. Any small straight will be enough to take a few degrees out and keep them in a good window.
So let's go through the order. Lap 19, Kumsam ahead now very comfortably, 14 seconds ahead of 2nd position. Broadchen, Nate Delta, who we're on board with right now, in 3rd position. This has been a great first drive for his season. Getting out in the car and just executing it almost immediately. 2 seconds behind Broadchen in front of him. We know there's a tyre difference. And then Shadow Compass up in 4th, Debug 5th, TTR 6th. ABC 1, 2, 3 in 7th position. Garrett Bryant up into 8th now, so back into the points. NDF in 9th. Leclerc in 10th. Orange in 11th. RT cloning. Then it looks like Ardwick, Maxi, Enigma, and Bumblebee have all retired from this race.
And Shatter does have that time penalty still hanging over his head, so that's going to put him down 2 or 3 positions, maybe more.
I forgot about that. You're right.
And Debug is putting him under pressure right now, closing up within a second.
He's within a second with the DRS pop open. Yeah, you can see the flap go and the rear wing open up, and there's a little gap there. You could post a few letters through if you wanted to. Oh, he didn't catch him.
No, only picked up. Ooh, we see someone go very deep into that final.
Yeah.
I think I only saw Debug pick up a few tenths.
And this is Garrett O'Brien versus ABC in the Toro Rosso.
Yes, that was
straight
ABC
past with his
very
DRS.
deep.
It was, yeah. That's how Garrett got through. Good recovery drive as well, up into 7th. But we do know he has to stop again. He's done mediums, and he's done mediums again. As we see Orange again going through the gravel. That looks like the last chicane yet again. Not his day today here in Suzuka.
No, this will be a race to forget, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The other side of the garage, though, it might have some hope still. Titar hunting down, closing the gap to Debug, only at about 3 seconds now.
What did I say? He was 8 seconds before, and now it's under 3. Yeah. Great eyes there to see that as we go on board with Debug, and they're going up the back straight. Shadow's taking the inside line. Debug around the outside.
Going into 130R.
Oh, that's brave stuff there from both of them to try and even attempt that as they go through the detection point.
Yeah, Debug's right on the gearbox Shattered.
Yeah, he is. Rear wing is going to pop open. He's taking the insides. That looks like a done deal, surely. As they come down into the first corner, and it is now Debug up into 4th, Shattered in 5th, TTR in 6th. This is really an interesting thing of who's on what tyre. with those lot. TTR up in softs. Shattered, I believe, is on the hards. And then I think also Debug is on hards as well. Yeah. Into the Degners. Shattered using all of the available track there. The AstroTurf right on the edge of the track.
Yeah, TTR wasting no time to pull up to the back. You just head up and coming here.
Yeah, and you can see the soft tires working a treat, but it is not giving him everything. Shattered Compass is still fighting him as they go up the hill into Spoon. Oh, as he goes off a little bit wide there.
Yeah, track limits, there's a little bit to play with, but that's on the edge for sure.
That is on the edge. And he's now sandwiched his way up into fourth position between these two. We did say they might all come together towards the end of the race. And those soft tires, only 4 laps old compared to the hard tires around him, about twice that age. So there is a massive grip advantage here. As they come down onto the start-finish straight, DRS is going to pop open. And again, all the way through, up into third position. That is the podium spot that we've been looking for. Wait there. That is the podium spot. Where is Kumsum gone?
Hold on. Yeah,
Kumsum's down in 10th. Is he disconnected?
We've lost him. That's for sure.
Oh no. That is heartbreaking.
This is a little bit of a theme with Kumsum, unfortunately. We saw last season Kumsum on track for a great result, only for a mechanical DNF of sorts, if you could call it that. The internet failure is letting him down once again.
And on top of that, while we were watching the battle for what was fourth and then turned into third, up in front, Nate Delta has got ahead of Broadchen. The tyre difference there, those softs versus the hards. And Broadchen is now in second position, looking at a Red Bull going, that's not the one that was just in front of me. What the hell is going on here? So those hards are not working out for him at all. And Nate Delta is suddenly finding himself in the lead of this race with 5 laps to go. What a result this could be if this keeps playing out the way it goes.
This will be Nate Delta's second win, I believe, picking up his first in season 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he definitely picked up one there. I'm trying to think back. We know he got Indy.
Yeah, he got Indy off of the finished second on track, but first after all penalties were applied. So this will be his second win, but I believe it'll be his first on pure merit.
No, this will be his third win. There was another win in there.
Oh.
There was another win in there. I'm off the top of my head right now. I cannot remember, but I think he had another win in there somewhere. So apologies to Nate if you're listening in.
Yeah, the Red Bull crew will have a stern talking with us later for outing such inaccuracies.
Yeah. They will be beating us up in a back alley somewhere. But right now we're...
Another round of pit stops going on. ABC making one more trip, cloning as well, and Garrett coming through. We knew some of them.
Yeah.
We knew that Garrett had to make another stop at one point to fulfill our tire requirement. You have to use 2 different compounds during the race.
Absolutely. So yeah, there is this 2 compound requirement that we have this season following the real F1 rules of the time. It just adds an extra dynamic strategy call for everyone as they go through the races.
It does. Makes everyone have a tough choice at some point in terms of what tire you want to be on. Because obviously the medium was the preferred tire at the start. We saw most drivers on that. But you have to make a choice at some point, not to go for 2 stops if medium's the preferred. You can spend more time on the medium, or you want to cut out that whole pit stop and try to make it on only 1.
Yeah, and you got to think, what is a pit stop? 20-something seconds, 30-something seconds. So
Yeah, nearly 30, I think.
yeah, so you're gonna lose 30 seconds by being always on the right tire, or you're gonna underdrive just a little bit, maybe lose 10, 15, 20 seconds by just underdriving a tire, and then gain 10 seconds on your competitors who's making an extra stop. That is the call these drivers are making in their heads as we go. Remember, they only had a week to get used to this car, so therefore anything they've learned about the tires from the 2020 model of car are all out the window.
Yeah, especially if you were trying to take knowledge from one specific track, because these cars will have a little bit different grip everywhere. You might be stressing your tires more in one place, and that will change how much you use your tires and push you towards a 2-stop or keep you on a 1.
That is absolutely correct. As we're on board with Debug, going down the start-finish straight. He's in 4th position. It's now 8 seconds that TTR has gained in front of him. He's got to be thinking, well, I'm glad I'm still in 4th position, but he did lose out there. He did lose out. As we see Shattered come in, locking up those hard tires.
Yeah, he was
skids into
complaining
his
as
box.
well. I think him and Brocken were very vocal about what they thought of the hard tires.
But he has a bit of a gap here. He's falling back. Maybe have to deal with Garrett O'Brien, as we can see him just coming past the pit lane there. So he might have some competition in front of him. Or did he get out ahead? No, he might have got out just ahead. That is great news. That is great news for his strategy. So it was just NDF. So he might be able to deal with just losing 1 spot, putting on a set of softs, and just absolutely gunning it right to the ends. There are two and a bit laps left. So this might be the right call. Rather than lose it, he can try and gain it back.
Yeah, the struggles on those hard tires must have been bad if you're going to make the call with 3 laps left to head into the pits, because usually you would just stick it out rather than spend that 30 seconds. But
yeah, would be indeed. And maybe Brauchen is starting to think he should have done the same. 4 seconds behind him is TTAR, and he's got to be thinking, why am I still on these these hard tires? That isn't a good. Maybe he's just thinking he can hold off for the last 2 laps, lap 26 and lap 27. That gap is coming down fast.
He's got 1 3/4 of a lap for T-Tar to run up to the back of Brocken and catch him, and that's going to be 2.2 seconds, slowly making his way there.
Yeah,
just a few laps ago, that was 4 to 5 seconds.
It is indeed, and it is going down and down and down. You can see it, 1.92 seconds as they come through the Degners. It is creeping down,
yeah,
and there is
Nate
Filter ahead. Yeah. That is the difference between, somewhat old softs now and somewhat old hard tires, as Nate Delta is looking into getting on towards his last lap, thinking, yes, this could have been the perfect start to my season. And is this the battle for the last position? Is this Orange versus Artie for 10th place? And we've gone past it, and now we're on board with TTAR, the other Sauber, fighting ahead of Brauchen. Into 130R, stuck in right behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holding off for a corner, I think, to play some DRS games.
And he might not even need it. Just the exit looked like enough. Director being a bit of a tease with us there. Yeah, and Brauchen in 3rd position, looking at that Sauber with soft tires and DRS, thinking that's what I should have done. Why is Renault not giving me that strategy? And that has cost him a 2nd place today. And now TTR with 1 lap left is hunting down 1st place. And Shadow Compass is hunting down NDF just in front of him. Let's see what we can do. And is that Debug? What is going on there? Debug in the pit.
We're hearing from the steward that I see. Okay, so the tire changes that Debug has been making is not registered officially. So there will be an investigation into this, I'm sure.
Yeah, that looks like it's a mistake there from the server side and not from the driver's side. So
Yeah.
Nate Delta coming around Spoon Corner on this Suzuka track,
Rounding
down
out
onto
the
the
final
back
lap.
straight. 3.3 seconds now. There is not much that TTAR can do here to catch up on a straight, though you might be wishing there was. As we go on board with Orange, who definitely lost that position to Artie and is now in 11th position. Artie in 10th. And Nate Delta, final corner. Here we go. Through the chicane, it's down to 2.4, bringing it home, doing what he needs to do. And could this be victory one this season for Nate Delta? It looks like it. He is the winner. That was close.
Yeah, T-Car and Brocken rounding out the podium here.
That was a close finish. NDF in 4th position, staying ahead of Shattered Compass. Just a couple of extra. Maybe if Shattered pitted a lap earlier, he could have got him. NDF round the final corner, down the hill, and across the line. This is looking like he's going to get 4th place here. And we do know that there were some penalties in the race. Shattered Compass comes across at the line in 5th position. Is that fastest lap as well on the last lap?
Your fastest lap.
And Garrett O'Brien, good recovery there. Up to 6th position with a 2-stop strategy, especially after his spin at this part of the track earlier on. And Leclerc, those Mercedes AVM boys are looking pretty strong at the beginning of this season. Have they finally turned up the wick? What a race that was. Old Boy and then Debug stewing in the garage, wondering what the stewards are going to make of that. And what a win for Nate Delta. He has got to have a smile at least as wide as that visor.
Ooh. I think that's my first ever official win without a penalty or anything.
And there he goes. He is right. Nate Delta crosses the line in first place, gets 25 juicy points to start his season. That is what he is looking for. TTR, great recovery there, up into 2nd position with those soft tyres at the end. Fortune down to 3rd position, probably ruin the day that strategy happens. Debug up into 4th, NDF down into 5th. So Debug is given 4th place there back after his incorrect penalty. As we go on to the driver standings, same as the race standings just there. Let's keep going. NDF in 5th. Garrett O'Brien, good recovery to 6th position. Shattered Compass as well. Great recovery to 7th. Maybe pitted just a bit too late. But got an extra point there for fastest lap. Leclerc, Old Boy, Artie. They're your point scorers. Salva's Orange out of the points along with Cloning. Kumsun with a disconnect. Ricardo, Enigma, Bumblebee, Maxi, and Crack, a cold one who wasn't here at today's race.
Yeah, it was a dream start to the season for Red Bull, picking up their immediate win off of round 1. Ferrari showing good teamwork, bringing home 20 points, and staying in front of Sauber despite not being on the podium. Sauber in 3rd at the moment, followed by Renault, Mercedes in 5th, McLaren in 6th. Both of those teams, I think, looking for better results in the future. And we've seen them fight at the top, but that'll be something we'll have to see in the next race.
Thank you so much for joining us. Here is some post-race chatter just coming up for you guys. Yeah, some people looking. It always happens in the first race of the season. Some people make mistakes, learn a few lessons, and then they come back stronger. Some don't make mistakes and think they're perfect, and then make mistakes in round 2. It is unpredictable, but that's what racing is all about, and we cannot wait to see you for round 2 on the calendar, which is Canada coming up.
Well done.
That was the wrong strategy.
Thanks, Craig Cold One. You're the MVP. Well done, Nate. One more lap, Nate. That's all I needed.
Yeah, congrats, Nate. I think you're right. Damn.